everybody, we are back. We're going to discuss here how your mind works. And I took this is just a short little, it's not even a chapter. It's coming out of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And how he wrote the book and how he went into chapters, it's way better to just I like taking his snippets, because his snippets are so powerful. And he explains how your mind really works, but it's 4 paragraphs I want to go over. And I'm going to read it to you, but we're going to more discuss it. I'm not just reading it to you. But it's so powerful, and I really want you to take time and listen to this, just because the more you understand how your mind works, the more you understand, there's a conscious mind, subconscious mind, exactly how it works, it helps you. Okay? It helps your manifesting. Okay? The more you understand yourself, the better you understand yourself, the more aware you are of your own habits and what you're doing, and this is what most people don't want to talk about, you're manifesting in reality exactly what you believe. It's a mirror effect. That's all what's happening. It's like you're looking in the mirror, and what you see in your 3D world is actually coming inside of you. And sometimes this can be the great debate, like people want to debate it, complain about it, and then come up with really extreme examples that they didn't manifest something awful in their life. But somewhere along the lines, you manifested it. Somewhere along the line, you have to accept responsibility. I mean, that's the bottom line. Because what you see in your 3D world is just a self-reflection of yourself, your secret thoughts deep within you. You know what I mean? So that's what Joseph Murphy is going to explain here in a different way, of course. But let's dig into this and let's kind of get rocking and rolling. So I'm in chapter 2, but it's not the whole chapter. It's just 4 paragraphs. It's how your mind works. And let's dive in. You have a mind. You should learn how to use it. It's kind of an oxymoron. Okay, we have a mind. You should learn how to use it. Okay, like we have a mind. We think we're so smart as a human species, but we don't understand manifesting. We don't understand the power that we have. And we don't even hardly understand the mind and how to use it. We let our mind just drift all over the place. And whatever we're thinking about, that's what comes into our life. But most of the time, it's what we don't want. So you have a mind, you should learn how to use it. There are 2 levels of your mind. Your conscious and the conscious mind, or the rational mind, or the rational level of the mind, and your subconscious irrational level. Now, when we go through this, there's different nicknames they use for the mind. Okay, there's a lot of nicknames we use for your conscious mind. Now, your conscious mind, what he's saying, is your rational mind. Okay, it's very rational. Your conscious mind is what you see in your 3D world. This is your waking mind. Okay, your conscious mind goes off of your 5 senses. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. What this means is your conscious mind is, if you don't see it, you can't see it, smell it, taste it, all that jazz, well, you're not going to believe it. Your conscious mind isn't going to believe it. It runs off your 5 senses. It's very, very rational. It's very logical. Okay. Now your subconscious mind, or the nickname here he's using, is your irrational mind. Okay, now your subconscious mind doesn't run off of your 5 senses. Your subconscious mind runs off of your higher faculties. What are your higher faculties? Is your intuition. Okay, or you have that gut feeling to do something. You have a gut feeling that you have an idea to move forward with. Okay, that's your intuition. That's your intuitive mind. Your intuitive mind is your subconscious mind, or your irrational mind. Now, I love the word irrational here, is because your subconscious mind can be, to your conscious mind, listen to this, can be very, very irrational, if I can say that word. Meaning that if I have an intuition, if I have a gut feeling to do something, sometimes it can be very, very irrational. Sometimes it can be not logical to do. So that's what I mean by irrational. It doesn't, your subconscious mind doesn't have logic. It doesn't rationalize it like your conscious mind does. Okay, but let me pause right there. Let's kind of continue on. So he's saying there's 2 levels of your mind. You have your conscious mind, or your rational mind, your logical mind, and you have your subconscious mind, which is very, very irrational. You think your conscious mind he's explaining what, now at this point, he's explaining what the minds are. He said, you think with your conscious mind, and whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind, which creates according to the nature of your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is the seat of your emotions and is your creative mind. So let me highlight this for you. Now he's digging a little bit deeper now with your subconscious mind. Now he's saying your subconscious mind is the seat to your emotions. So whatever you get emotional to in your conscious mind, it's basically, it's taking off your emotions, what you get emotional about, what you really, really believe, okay? When you really believe something, you're emotional about it. It doesn't mean you're crying. Emotion doesn't always mean you're crying. Emotion can be the law of belief. You believe it. You believe it to your core. No matter what it is, no matter if it's true or false, whatever you believe is going to come into your reality. So he says your subconscious mind is the seat of your emotions and is your creative mind. Okay, now what does he mean by creative mind? This is your imagination. Okay, this is like if you love Neville Goddard material. Okay, this is where your imagination creates reality. Your imagination comes from your 4D world, but what's your 4D world? Your 4D world is your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is a creative mind. Okay, your imagination doesn't come from your conscious mind. Your imagination comes from your subconscious mind. So let's continue. Let's finish this paragraph real quick. So what it means is, if you think good, good will follow. If you think evil, evil will follow. This is the way your mind works. Okay, let me change colors here for a second. So to wrap up this paragraph, not this video yet. So he says, this is the basics to the laws of the universe. This is exactly how the laws of the universe work. Any law of the universe is if you think good, good will follow. If you think evil, evil will follow. If you think positive, positive things will happen in your life. If you think negative, the same thing happens. Okay, this is the law of polarity. Okay, I was just talking to Aang about this. She helps me with my short videos and stuff like that. So sometimes she's doing my shorts and like all the quote shorts that I have produced out. So she helps me. So she was asking me, well, Chad, what does the law of polarity mean? And what the law of the polarity means is every universal law has a direct opposite to it. If there's an up, there has to be a down. If there's a right, there has to be a left. If there's a good, there has to be a bad. If there's a positive, there has to be a negative. So every universal law, there is a direct opposite. Now, when we're thinking about how to use our mind, like in our conscious world, in our 3D world, we need to be aware of, listen to this, we need to be very, very, very aware of what we're thinking. Because you can't fool the universe. You can't fool God. You can't manipulate these universal laws in a way of how we manipulate going through the school system. Okay, you can be a brown noser and talk to your teacher. Your teacher likes you and thinks you're a good student. So, that's not really the only reason you get good grades, but it does help. Okay, same way when you go finally you go get a job, you brown nose the boss. Now you're the favorite of the boss. And you get away with a lot of stuff. We know a lot of people like this. But once it comes to manifesting, once it comes to universal law, this manipulation technique that we've learned that works in our 3D world doesn't work anymore. Because manifesting, what it's really doing is going your secret thoughts. It's going after your secret you. What you secretly believe, that's what's manifesting in your life. Okay, you can't manipulate it. You can't fool it. You can't fool God. So law of polarity is every universal law has an opposite. So the basics to this is if you think good, good has to follow. If you think evil, well, evil has to follow. This is exactly how your mind works. So let's read this paragraph really quick one more time, then we'll move on to the second paragraph. If you have a mind, you should learn how to use it. There is two levels of your mind. You have your conscious or your rational level, and you have your subconscious or your irrational level. You think with your conscious mind, and whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind, which creates according to the nature of your thoughts. Now, I'm going to bring up one more thing here that I really love. Let me change the color here. Just in case you're watching this video. If you're listening, it doesn't really matter. But if you're watching it and you're seeing what I'm doing, and that way I'm kind of highlighting things in different colors. Listen to this one more time. You think with your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is your logical mind, your rational mind. Your conscious mind is your waking mind, meaning that when I'm awake right now, my conscious mind is 100% in control. So then it says, and he goes on, Joseph Murphy goes on, he says, whatever you habitually think sinks down into your subconscious mind. So all of our habit thoughts, okay, listen to this. And this is a study, I forget what, it's a very, very popular college that did this study. And through this study, they came out with, we think we have anywhere from 65,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. And listen to this. This kind of gets scary when I keep on going with this. Is out of the 65,000 thoughts we have per day, 70% is negative. So 70% of our thoughts are negative. Now listen to this. 95% of our thoughts are redundant. What does that mean? Is we're thinking the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. Out of these 65,000 thoughts that we think, 95% of them is redundant. We're thinking about it over and over and over and over and over again, every day, every week, every month, every year. This is kind of like the law of karma here. Okay. Then it says 70% is negative. So this is what Joseph Murphy means. Is whatever your habit thoughts are, whatever you think day in and day out, either positive or negative, that influences your subconscious mind. Once your subconscious mind is influenced, this creates your 3D world. This is what manifesting comes in. Is your thoughts on habit. Is your habitual thinking. Make sense a little bit? Now let's go on to paragraph number 2. The main point to remember is once the subconscious mind accepts an idea, this is very important. Let me go back to yellow here. The main point to remember is once your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to execute it. Now this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I'll read it one more time. The main point is to remember. The most important thing to remember here. Once your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to execute it right away. It begins to put the puzzle pieces together for you to attract whatever you influence your subconscious mind with. It is an interesting and subtle truth that the law of the subconscious mind works for the good and bad ideas alike. Listen, this is the laws of the universe. This is the law of polarity, just like what I explained. The subconscious mind works for good and the bad ideas alike. Your subconscious mind doesn't play favorites. Your subconscious mind only takes it as is. It's only executing what you give it. It doesn't argue with you. It's not logical. Okay, it's not rational. It's not trying to figure out what's good for you and not good for you. This is your conscious mind. This is what I mean. Your conscious mind is very logical, very rational. It will rationalize things in your mind. You can rationalize, well, if I do this, this could be good. If I do that, this could be bad. It's very logical. This is your conscious mind. But your subconscious mind is the direct opposite. Your subconscious mind just takes it as is. What you're thinking over and over and over and over again, no matter good or bad, your subconscious mind just takes it as truth. It just takes it as if I'm thinking negative all day long, how it works is it just thinks, well, Chad's thinking about this over and over and over again. He must like it. So I'm going to bring him more similar things like it. That's why Joseph Murphy says the law of the subconscious mind works for the good and bad ideas alike. This is law. When applied in a negative way, is a cause of failure, frustration, and unhappiness. However, when your habitual thinking is harmonious and constructive, you experience perfect health, success, and prosperity. So he's really just saying the same thing in a different way than what I explained 5 minutes ago. This is the basis of the law of the universe. There's a good. When you think good, good will come to you. Good comes to you. When you think evil, when you think negative, you think of things you don't like, well, those things are going to come to you as well. But your subconscious mind doesn't dictate, it just takes it as true. It takes it as is. Whatever you're thinking, your subconscious mind doesn't argue with you. It doesn't rationalize with you. It doesn't say, Chad, stop thinking this way. It just takes it as is. It's just giving you what you allow your conscious mind to dwell on. Let's go on to your third paragraph here. We're about halfway done here. Peace of mind and a healthy body are inevitable when you begin to think and feel in the right way. Whatever you claim mentally and feel is true, your subconscious mind will accept and bring forth into your experience. Listen, I just said this, and I said it in a different way, but this is what I mean. Whatever you claim mentally and feel is true, he's talking about your conscious mind. And your conscious mind, whatever you claim mentally and feel is true, whatever you just believe, the secret you, whatever your secret thoughts are, what do you just firmly believe, your conscious mind will accept and bring forth into your experience. Your subconscious mind isn't going to argue with you. It's just whatever you claim mentally and to yourself you feel is true, your subconscious mind, just like that, just accepts it. It accepts it as being true, and it starts to put the puzzle pieces together to bring that into your life. The only thing necessary for you to do is to get your subconscious mind to accept your idea, and the law of your subconscious mind will bring forth the health, peace, or position you desire. You give the command or decree, and your subconscious mind will faithfully reproduce the idea and press upon it. The law of your mind is this. Now, I'll explain this in a second, but let's go back up to this paragraph. Let me change the colors around. And we'll highlight this in different colors so it's easy to kind of follow. Okay, I have this highlighted. Now, Joseph Murphy is telling you exactly kind of how to influence your subconscious mind a little bit here. He's not going into great detail, but he's telling you, okay, so you just understand. The only thing for you to do, the only thing necessary for you to do is to get your subconscious mind to accept your idea, to accept what you want. Okay, you want that dream car. Okay, your goal is to get your subconscious mind to accept your dream car, your dream house, your dream career, your dream job. Maybe you want to be a millionaire. No matter what it is you want, the only thing you're trying to do, the only thing necessary for you to do is get your subconscious mind to accept that idea, and the law of your subconscious mind will bring forth the health, peace, and position you desire. See, that's the whole homework. That's what we're trying to do and trying to develop with manifesting or manifesting techniques or the Never Gauler technique. All you're trying to do is figure out a way, how do I influence my subconscious mind? Okay, how do I get my conscious mind to influence my subconscious mind? Because we know through the law of the mind that whatever I'm habitually thinking over and over and over again, whatever I really believe to my core is influencing my subconscious mind. That once my subconscious mind is influenced, it's going to bring it into my reality. So our job, the only thing necessary for us to do, our job is to get our subconscious mind to accept our idea, to accept our wants and desires, and the law of the subconscious mind will bring forth all the health we need, all the peace we need, and the position you desire. Anything you desire, you can have in your life. Then he goes on and says, you give the command and the decree. Just like Jesus said in the New Testament. Okay, God is within inside you. The abundance is inside you. Abundance is your birthright. The Holy Spirit is inside you. The Spirit is inside you. And Jesus said all over the New Testament that all the miracles he performed, you can do as well and anymore. Anything you want, you can call into existence. That's the power you have. And this is what Joseph Murphy means. You give the command. You give the decree. You can decree things into your life. You can command things into your life. but you just have to believe it to your core. So he says, you give the command or the decree, and your subconscious mind will faithfully reproduce the idea impressed upon it. Then he continues, the law of your mind is this. The law of your mind, you will get a reaction or response from your subconscious mind according to the nature of the thought, your idea you hold in your conscious mind. So this is the link. He's linking your subconscious mind with your conscious mind. So I'll read it one more time. The law of your mind is this. You will get a reaction or response from your subconscious mind according to the nature of the thought or idea you hold in your conscious mind. So he goes back to the basics here is whatever you're thinking all day long in your conscious mind, that's giving a reaction or response to your subconscious mind. So whatever you're thinking in your conscious mind, whatever you believe to your core in your conscious mind, that's directly influencing your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind just takes it as true. Whatever your conscious mind is giving your subconscious just accepts it as true, just like that. It doesn't argue, doesn't debate. It's not rational or logical. It just accepts it as true. It takes it as fact. That's the law of your mind. The last paragraph here, psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when thoughts are conveyed in your subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. As soon as your subconscious mind accepts any idea, listen to this. As soon as your subconscious mind accepts any idea, it proceeds to put it into effect immediately. It works by association of ideas and uses every bit of knowledge that you have gathered in your lifetime to bring about its purpose. It draws on the infinite power, energy, and wisdom within you. It lines up all the laws of nature to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to your difficulties, but at other times, it may take days, weeks, or longer. Its ways are past finding out. This is exactly how your subconscious mind works. Once your subconscious mind takes it as fact, no matter what you're thinking in your conscious world, no matter what you believe in your conscious world. Okay, this is the whole idea of why people want to do law of attraction techniques, manifesting techniques. Maybe they follow Neville Goddard. Maybe they're trying to get better and better and better with the Neville Goddard techniques just because they're trying to influence your subconscious mind. The whole point of imagination creates reality. You go to bed at nighttime, you fall asleep within your wish fulfilled. You fall asleep imagining, doing an imaginal scene of what you want. That way you influence your subconscious mind. But Neville Goddard gives even more to that, meaning that during your waking time, during your 3D world, when your conscious mind is in control, he said you should live in the end, dwell in the end. I mean, you act as if. This is where most people struggle. Sometimes people master, falling asleep, thinking about what they want. But where they struggle in the 3D world. But now all of a sudden your conscious mind is in control. And your conscious mind is your habitual mind. Okay, you're running by habit. You're running by your old thinking patterns every day. And your subconscious mind is being directly influenced by your conscious mind. Put it this way, like if you want your dream car, and you fall asleep in that state in your dream car, okay, and it's getting easier and easier for you at nighttime. But during your day, during your waking hours, sometimes people struggle with their dream car. That you start thinking about your dream car, and deep down that little voice says, "Oh, you can't have that. You don't believe you can have it. You don't believe you deserve it." Or you go throughout the day and you start seeing other people drive past in your dream car, and your mind goes in the gutter again. Your mind goes, you get jealous. You get like envious of them. I mean, jealousy and envy of another person just means you don't like that person, meaning that you can't have what they want, even though they have what you do want. But jealousy and envy and speaking negative or even thinking negative of another person who has what you want, kind of repels it from you. Because these are your secret thoughts. You might not be saying it out loud, but you're thinking it to yourself. Like, oh, what does that person do for a living? Oh, I bet he scams people to make all this money. That just means you can't have what they have. But it's like an oxymoron, because you actually want what they have, but you're actually making fun of that person who has what you want, which basically causes conflict in your mind. It causes conflict with your subconscious mind, and it's not going to give it to you. See, this is our homework. It's a law of being. See, this is why people get flubbed up with manifesting, flubbed up with all these manifesting techniques. It's because once they go into the 3D world, they can't flip and control their thoughts. The thoughts go in the gutter. They forget who they really are. Neville Goddard talks about this all the time. You forget who you really are. You're a spiritual being. This is why Neville Goddard, if you listen to his live lectures, if you go on my YouTube channel, I have a Neville Goddard playlist, and it's all his original recordings, like live recordings. It's not me talking. And he says through a lot of his recordings that somewhere, you have forgotten the power you possess. You have forgotten who you are. And he says it, have you forgotten that Jesus Christ is inside you? Have you forgotten you are a God? Because God is inside you. Jesus Christ is inside you. The Spirit is within you. Abundance is your birthright. You have forgotten this. You have forgotten the power that you possess. You have power of a king inside you. You have the power of God inside you. And Jesus even said in the New Testament, all the miracles he performed, all the powers that he did, you can do too, and you can do even more than he did. And he goes on, if you have faith and belief of the size of a mustard seed is super, super tiny. You can move mountains. You can call whatever you want into existence. You have forgotten the power you have. See, in our 3D world, you forgot the power you have. We've gotten on this bad cycle, this bad negative cycle of thinking what we don't like all the time. This is the law of karma. This is the law of karma. Most people are in the law of karma. It's like you're on a giant hamster wheel you can't get off. But you're on this giant hamster wheel because you're constantly thinking the same way day in and day out. And that's reproducing the same and similar results in your life. See, when we're trying to get off this hamster wheel, it's frustrating. Okay? This is the frustrating thing about manifesting, is that once you become aware of your thoughts, once you start becoming aware of your actions, your habits, sometimes we beat ourselves up over it. It's frustrating. It's like, why do I keep on thinking this way? See, this is the first step, is just awareness. Once you're aware of it, well, you can fix it. It takes time to fix it. It takes time to start thinking more positive. Okay? It's the same way if you're using affirmations, robotic affirmations. You're just saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until one day you finally wake up and believe it. That's how affirmations work. But what we try to do, we try to force it. We try to force it into, do this affirmation for 3 days, and you're going to get this. Then you get all frustrated because it don't work, because in 3 days, you still believe your old ways. You still believe your old habits, and that's actually what's coming to you. There is no secret to this. This is the law of being. The power is within you. The power of I am. The God is within you. God is the power of I am. I am whole. I am complete. I am abundant. God is inside me. My Father's a king. God isn't separate from us. God isn't sitting on the clouds separated from us looking down like we're taught in Sunday school. Or like we're taught in even most churches nowadays. God is within you. That means you have the power of God within you. The Spirit is in you. You have the power. You just have to believe it. We've all have been brainwashed. We all have been conditioned to believe in oppression, to believe in poverty. We stay linked to this. But you can be and do anything you want to do. You just have to believe it. It's a power of belief. As you believe, you will receive. That's the power you possess. The power of I am. But anyway, guys, let's wrap this up. I'm going to read this last paragraph to you. Then at that point, we're going to end it. I just want to reread this last paragraph, and then we'll wrap it up from there. So to wrap this up, psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when our thoughts are conveyed to our subconscious mind, so your thoughts for your conscious mind, once they're conveyed to your subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. And as soon as your subconscious mind accepts any idea you give it, any idea, it proceeds to put it into effect immediately. It works by association of ideas and uses every bit of knowledge that you have gathered in your lifetime to bring about its purpose. It draws on the infinite power, energy, and wisdom within you. It lines up all the laws of nature, all the laws of the universe to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to your difficulties, but other times it may take days, weeks, or longer. Its ways are past finding out. Okay, besides controlling the how, besides trying to figure out how things come to you, that's not what you should be focused on. That's not for you. All you need to do is focus on what you want, what you desire, what you want to have. That's your job. Your job isn't to figure out how it works. Your job isn't to figure out how it's going to come to you. That's not your job. Okay? You're focusing on somebody else's job. It's the universe's job. It's God's job to do this for you, not your job. Now to wrap this up, one of the things he pointed out is, well, how long does it take, Chad? Sometimes I get that question. How long does it take? Now, do this affirmation for 3 days, and you don't get it in 3 days. Do the 5-5-5 technique. Do this for 5 days. Still don't happen. Okay? Again, you're trying to control the how. Okay, what you want has an incubation period. Even Neville Goddard explains this. Okay, a lot of his books and lectures. Is everything you want has an incubation period. This is what Joseph Murphy is talking about. He's talking about an incubation period. Nobody knows the incubation period except God, except the timing. And sometimes it's really aligned with your law of belief. Until you finally believe you can have it, until you finally believe it and you let it go, you live in the end. Living in the end really means that you've let go of it because you already have it. That's usually when it comes to you. But nobody knows that timing. And you don't know that timing. Neville Goddard even says, you live in the end, dwell within, until it comes to you. Until it comes into your 3D world. You live in your 4D world, in your imagination, you have it. And you just live in your 4D world until you can see it in your physical world. But nobody knows the time. This is what he means. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to the difficulties. Sometimes I can think about something and it immediately happens, or it happens tomorrow. But at other times it may take days, weeks, or longer. But its ways are past finding out. Okay, now to wrap this up, I love what Neville Goddard says. Is that when Neville Goddard says about the law of assumption, that Neville Goddard says he's never seen it fail. He's never seen the law of assumption fail. He's never seen someone not get their attention, not attract what they want. He's never seen it fail. The only way you can fail is if you just totally give up and totally don't believe. That's the only way it fails. But with all Neville Goddard's lifetime, he said he's never seen it fail. Take that to heart. He's never seen it fail. People always get what they want. You have to truly believe this. But other than that, my friends, hopefully this helped. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below. And remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.